Hello everyone, welcome to today's mini coaching tip. So it's kind of a spiritual life, self-love. I want to start amalgamating these tips. This may just be a life coaching tip, but I'll try my best to see if I can amalgamate these tips. So today's tip is about one of the first things. There's a few things I want to talk about today actually, because I was talking to a friend of mine and kind of mini coaching her, while we were chatting. And it kind of came to me and I got this real understanding that one of the things that happens a lot for people is that they fail to celebrate their wins. So they fail to celebrate when they've done something really, really well. And often if we fail to celebrate our wins, we kind of create what I call like buffer stops, like stop areas. And it's almost as if spirit, the universe, whatever, is kind of conspiring against us, and then it looks like a wall's being put up in front of us. Well, actually it's not a wall. It's because we're failing to see our own progress. We're failing to see what we're doing. So I want you to, if you have a moment and if you feel that this is going to help you in some way, maybe just take a moment to kind of look at some of the things that you've done in your life that maybe you didn't give yourself the credit for, or you didn't really kind of honor it. So I want you to honor things that you didn't honor and honor things that you're doing at the moment, and start to think about how you're going to honor the steps that you're taking in your life and how you're going to honor the way that you're moving yourself forward. Now the next thing is, and this is kind of like, it's kind of a biggie actually, and this was the thing I was actually talking to my friend about, and it was like, most of us have our eye on the prize, and I have spoken about this before, but I want to speak about this in a slightly different way. So we're kind of looking at what we want to achieve. Let's be honest, let's be truthful. How many people just achieve something in a moment, in a blink of an eye? I mean, it does happen, obviously, we've heard of it, and there are these stories where people say they've done it in 5 seconds, and, child star, and suddenly they go and get a acting career without having any acting experience. So it does happen. However, let's be realistic. How many people really get that? It's very, very rare. It's very rare for this to actually occur. So what I want to kind of bring out with regard to that is there has to always be something that we put in place and do first. And I call it the mucky stuff. It's like you're building a house, right? And you have to go through the muck before you get to the house, before you get to the beautiful fittings, before you get to the decoration, before you get to making it look aesthetically pleasing. You don't have it if you don't build a foundation. If you don't start putting the bricks and mortar there, you don't have the house. And often many of us want to jump the foundation stage right to the thing that we want. So what I'm saying here is that this is about creating a deep foundation. I'm sorry guys, and I know most people don't like it, and when I was speaking to my friend, this was the thing that we came to the conclusion about as we were discussing it. Most of us don't like that part. And this is why many people do not make the steps. They don't take the steps because they don't want to do the mucky bit. They don't want to be, in their wellies, wading through the garden when it's pouring with rain, and they don't want to be doing the mucky stuff, or as what's his name, Mike Dealey terms it, sucky stuff. It can be sucky. The start can be really tricky. It can seem onerous, and it can seem like it goes on and on and on. Yet, if you step into what you're doing with more resilience, and I don't really like the word resilience anymore, but let's just use it for now. I feel that bouncing back from life's adversities can kind of be a little bit of an oxymoron, when the adversity was the thing that kind of threw you to the ground and kind of whipped the hell out of you, kind of thing. So, I don't really honour that word anymore. I used to, but I've lost my respect for it in many ways due to the last few years and all the stuff we all went through. But let's look at having a stronger core. So if you bring yourself into a stronger core, I like that better. We can have stronger core, right? So you're stepping into this stronger core. And in this stronger core, what you're going to do is you're going to say to yourself, okay, I want X, right? Okay, let's use a primary teacher as an example. You want to be a primary school teacher. You've just finished school. Just say you've just finished school. you're going to have to do qualifications, aren't you, to be a primary school teacher? You're going to have to go and get qualifications, get your degree, say, or get some kind of teaching qualification before you can become the teacher, before that prize happens, before that thing happens. So what I'd like you to do for this next step, so the first step was to celebrate your wins and the things that you've done in your life and congratulate yourself and honour them. And the second step here is to actually think about what you want and actually create a plan that is step-based. And it can be, and it's got to be baby step-based, guys. I know we all want to build Rome in a day. I know we do. Yet this needs to be baby step-based in order for it to work. Okay, so you get into the baby step place. You've made that little plan. And then the next part and the last part, and it's the most important part, right? It's taking those steps, and it's just taking those steps each and every day. And I know it sounds really onerous, and that's my lovely word for the day, onerous. It does. It sounds drudgy, and it sounds like, these steps, they never seem to be getting me there. And, years go by and months go by. And some people do it quicker than others. I think I spoke about this before, didn't I? But just take those steps. And the other thing is as well, concentrate on trusting in you and your process, because that's another thing. We tend to compare ourselves, and I suppose that would be number 4, I guess. Ensuring that we aren't comparing ourselves to what other people have achieved and other people have done. You're not other people. You're not them, you're you. And you're unique and individual and brilliant in your own right. And the way that you do things is accurate. It's always going to be accurate for you. And whether you believe in God or angels or the universe or whatever you believe in, even you just believe in the law of the land and living in a good way, right? Just take it to the point of whatever's happening is happening right. It's accurate for you right now. You can change it, but you're always only able to change it from the moment you're in. So it's this moment right now. You can only change it from here. No point thinking back to where you didn't do the things that you should have done. Only think forward. And it's not about forward direction even. I'm asking you to have presence here. Have deep presence and be in the moment of your choices, in the moment of your decisions. And as I say, this is something I want to say before I end today. Remember, everything I'm giving you here is the tip of the iceberg. If you really, really want to get this going well, you need to work with a good coach, right? Someone who knows what they're doing. Obviously, I do coaching, so I'm here if you need me as well. There's all sorts of coaches across the land. I'm not trying to sell my services here. I just want you to know that if you really are wanting to do something major, it's worth spending the money and investing in yourself so that you can create the steps that you need to. Coaches can see things in a different way to you, and they're all about forward movement, and they're all about progression and helping you to make that progression in a deeper and more succinct way. And having someone like that with you and on your team is going to be tremendous for you. I mean, I offer like 3-month and 6-month packages, which I might be changing into 6-month and 3-month packages, but for the same price. So you could get work with me for a whole year where I can help you to sort these things out, to help you through these things. It's funny, people say, well, I can't afford it, or I can't pay for it. Well, I've paid for stuff in my life and it's really helped me. And sometimes we need to invest in ourselves, even if it is just a little bit. Don't go crazy. I mean, sometimes people spend amazingly crazy amounts of money and then they go, it was way too much and it didn't give me what I needed. So, pay the money as to the steps. So if they're really, really baby steps, then obviously you're not going to be spending thousands and thousands of pounds, so tens of thousands, because you're not going to be able to get the value out of that at that kind of price if you're doing very, very small steps. Anyway, my lovelies, that was just me with our mini coaching tip. It was a bit longer than usual. I think I'm gabbling today. Anyway, I'm sending you all big love, big love. I hope you're all well wherever you are. I'm sending you all my love, all my heart, all my belief in you. Take care of yourselves. Namaste, everyone. Sending you lots of love. Bye.